we welcome you to the Priscilla R. Tyson Cultural Arts Center for our conversations and coffee on this fourth day of the month of December, 2025. I'm Ellen O'Shaughnessy, coordinator of the program. What a great way to celebrate the month of December with Mike Siculan, our guest artist, bringing puppets and marionettes to us today. Welcome, Mike. You stand up here. So grateful to have you with us. You've shared that puppeteering is imagination in its purest form. You're proud to carry on a tradition that stretches back into ancient times, 5th century BC in Greece. Your call and fascination with puppetry dates back for you in contemporary time when you were 8 years old, growing up in Upper Arlington, when your mother took you to the Lazarus department store downtown. Right. You recall that Lazarus was the golden land of Columbus, where kids hung out.
It was neat.
Tom, brother, did you hang out there too? Yeah, great. You and your brothers were some of the kids who hung out, and there were shows at Lazarus with stories of characters, like Howdy Doody.
And a monkey.
And a monkey, huh?
Yeah.
And Waldo on High. They had live puppet shows, and you were taken by it all and never got over it. So glad you did not, as you bring the joy to us today. Since those beginning years, Mike has served as the vice president of the Columbus Puppetry Guild.
President.
President.
Raised me up a little rank.
Hey. A nonprofit organization is the Columbus Puppetry Guild that brings together people interested in the art form and specializes in marionettes, which are distinguished from the regular puppets by the fact that they're controlled by strings manipulated from above them. This allows them a freedom of movement that other forms of puppetry can't match, and they require greater skill as well. Mike shares that he gets energized by people who enjoy puppets and marionettes because it's an instant gratification for them. And Mike says he has a great reason for loving puppets. I love this. The actors don't complain about money. Through puppetry, Mike says that he sees houses chasing people and trees running around. Truly an example of the imagination in its purest form. Mike shares with gratitude that one of the people who led the shows of the 50s and 60s puppets, her name is Kathy Pfeiffer, impacted Mike in a way for which he is most grateful today. As Mike collected puppets and got connected with toy theater, he shares that it is an art form that takes your audiences away from reality and gives humor and joy to the community of gatherings. He says that it is sad that puppetry is a dying art form. Well, let's bring it to life, huh?
Yeah, bring it back.
Yeah, and after graduating and looking back in your history, you graduated from Bishop Reedy High School. Mike attended the Columbus College of Art and Design and then majored in sculpture at The Ohio State University. Yeah. People experiencing Mike's art of theater are gifted with meetings at people's houses, where with music and special effects, the puppets and marionettes dance. A friend and fellow artist, Franco Ruffini, who was with us a little earlier today, referred to Mike's dedication to puppetry as an extension of Mike's life. Franco, who's an artist in metalsmithing, took classes here at the Cultural Arts Center with Mike. He remarked about Mike's puppetry that says it all. I would say it's an extension of Mike's life. Mike Siculan, we're most grateful for that call that shares with us the joy of your life through your dedication to puppets and marionettes. So glad to have you with us today. Thank you, thank you.
Nice introduction. Hi, everybody. I'm tall, I'm sorry. I'm a little tall. I can't help it. This gentleman's the one that brought me in from the swimming pool right here. Yeah. How about that? Let's see, how do we want to start? We want to start with a video? Let's start with let's show them this video I made. I made that with Program 60 at Ohio State. Yeah, it's real short. It's like 2 minutes, 2.5. But I made this in a studio. This was done with a Canon Ohio State camera that I borrowed from my instructor at Ohio State. Edited this for like 5 hours, and he came to my studio and edited it, and he called this segment Bird Crap. He was fascinated by what I was doing. Oh, it's almost over. It's a short one. You can't hear?
We're all mad here. I'm mad. You're mad.
How do you know I'm mad?
Oh, you must be, or you wouldn't have come.
So I entered this at the Ohio State Fair. It was the last video. It was the last year that they had video entries, and it won second place. How about that? Isn't that weird? That's pretty wild. And it wouldn't have done anything without the editing, you know. It was pretty rough without, that was my instructor. That was a while ago. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. There. That's Quay. That's this one right here. Yes, it does, and I just said it.
Clay?
Quay. And he's made out of Bondo. You guys know what Bondo is? Oh, it's fun. It's that's what they put on your dented car. You know, it's a pink, what is it? It's like a resin, I guess. It's really, the only thing I notice any problem is the fingers, the real thin parts has a bit of a problem with it. Let's see if we can, it'd be a good time to move them around a little bit. And this is probably done around maybe a little earlier than that. And this one has weights. I used to do a lot of stuff with kids, and they always love this one. And you know, the Worthington Farmers Market, that's where we did a lot of this. And let's see if we can get up. It's been a while. It's been a while. And I like the real heavy feet, so it gives it a lot of weight. I think we performed here a couple times with a drum band, a percussion band. Yes. It's got a lot of movement. Let's see if we can get on the bow for the crowd. Thank you.
And who created him?
From scratch. Yep.
Does he have a history?
Well, I can't remember if he's had parts taken from Frankenstein parts or not. I was trying to think. Some of them have parts from other deceased marionettes. Yeah. This was a donation. Family had these puppets and they didn't want to throw them away, which is really sad. So they said they figured I'd take really good care of them. So, and they've had these around since I think the puppeteer died in 99, so quite a while. I don't even think this one's ever been used, performed with. I think it's, oops, there's the feet. The thing I notice about these, the costuming is really great. The detail on the costumes. And
Did that gentleman make those?
these were made a long time ago, and then they were restored by the lady's uncle. The lady's uncle restored these probably in the early 90s, I guess. Let's see if we can get them to walk. This is a really heavy puppet. These are super heavy. I don't know how long I could do this one. You know, sometimes when you do the art shows and stuff, you work these for, 20, 30 minutes at a time. There we go. Absolutely never. I've never worked this one before, so it's got a nice little bag of presents. That'd be good. Yep. Father Christmas, I think, right? There we go. Thank you. And if anybody wants to try them out, help yourself. It's
How you
fun.
show how you work different parts.
Do it? Well, it's kind of just from doing it for so long, but it's kind of intuitive, I guess. It's like the musicians, you know? Sure. It's like a guitar, which I'm not very good at. You just, I don't know, it's just
Each thing is different.
sure how to explain it. Yeah. Each string is a different part of the body. The body is generally jointed in there. You know, I almost brought one that was to show, but they're usually wooden. And this one's super heavy. A lot of times they'll make them with foam to make it lighter. I think this is a composition. I believe. It could be wood, though. But the thing that really stands out on this one for me is the costume. Really well done costume. This stitching. Yeah. I couldn't make the costume that well. Should I bring him around? Let people take a close look? Or you could just come up and look at him. Hi. Hello. You got any cookies? I want a cookie.
Well, maybe next time.
No.
Well, I can give you a phone.
Would you like to try it? It is. To me, it is. You know, everything's gotten heavier, though. Oh, it's the head. I'm not sure if it's wood or, a composition like a resin thing. I think the feet are definitely resin because they're heavy.
So what about
Very good. He's done a few puppets.
Joe, you're doing great.
I went to a Howdy Doody. My mom took me to a lie. It was a lie.
Influence? What's your influence?
Oh, I better not say here. My mom took me to Buffalo Bob. It was at the Lazarus.
Oh,
Clarabelle was there.
yeah.
It's nice, very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Should we
Thank you.
should we pass them around?
Now, Jared, you grew up
Jared,
with
you want-
this.
Yeah.
Any comments here?
I think maybe Mike Siculan wishes I was a puppet.
I like him just the way he is.
But I've found
I
along
like
the
him.
way. I've cut the strings.
I
and
like
we-
him how he is because he's a really good cook. They have a food truck, Yeah, and I get-
it's puppet based.
and I get free
food.
food.
Yep.
but-
Everybody likes that.
It's called Bite Me.
And this is my mom Janice here too.
Hi, Janet. Hi.
Hi. You want to comment here?
Well, the most memorable one for me was the one-breasted, one-eyed black puppet, which was the early one. She's not here today, but I believe she's still around.
I think so.
And
Jared might have her.
I don't know, but he was quite into it. She had sort of a iridescent eye, and she was very unusual. And some of these are from other countries. The ones donated, maybe.
No, they're American.
Oh, okay. But where in the world puppetry is also a big, big thing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Prague, Czechoslovakia.
yeah.
Yeah, that part of the world, it's really big.
Okay.
It doesn't have the same.
Let's see.
sorry.
We see.
We watched the video.
Yeah, for Thanksgiving we watched a home video with puppets in it, so that's always a nice.
From the
Family.
1980s, yeah.
And we see a lot of like surrealist influence in Mike's art. So that comes through with the puppets. A lot of the colors and the faces are very surrealist.
I love surrealism. I love Salvador Dali so much. Okay, who's running this show, huh? You are. Yes. Salvador Dali is a huge.
Any comments here?
Give him the mic. He'll talk. Don't worry about that.
Well, he's always been very creative, and he's always been able to make things and scenery and things like that. He used to make window displays as well. So,
Yeah.
and we did shows
Had to sue him to get my money that one time.
in clubs as well, and it was a lot of fun. So hopefully, we can do another show in maybe an art gallery or something like that.
Tom's great with voices.
Oh well, thanks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we pre-record them, and
He had the kids laughing at the 1980 whatever it was. They still laughed at it. That far back.
It was very mysterious to begin with.
well, on with the show.
I want to know where you do window display at. You want to say that? Where did you do window display, Puppet Mike?
All over the place. There's a infamous bar called Crazy Mama's. It was 9th and High. You know it? And I did the back room. They made a special, room, like a room for mannequins and stuff. I've got tons of, I'm a collector, just outrageous. Phew. Anyway, I put mannequins and different masks and everything in that room. And the people in the bar would kind of wander in and look at it. It had lighting and stuff. So it was like a little theater kind of set up.
Any on High Street when you did Mike's Mice on High?
Yeah, you mean Mike and Bertha's place. It was a clothing shop, Bonnie and Clyde. and they're still around. And then Tom and I had a couple video stores
VHS rental.
back when there was a thing called VHS. Yeah. But, and then I went to St. Louis and did some art there, I guess.
Paper cut.
Yeah. But I do stained glass now. That's the main thing. That's my main money.
The hand controllers?
Yeah.
Hand controllers? Is this pretty standard the way those are set up?
This is probably the most standard American. This is a airplane control. It speaks for itself, you know, the shape of it. I was going to talk about this one because this is really a big deal when you're a kid. This was a Hazel, or is a Hazel. This was a lady-owned company, which is really unusual back in the late 30s and 40s. And so this was made in Kansas City, Missouri, I think. Is it Kansas City, Missouri, or Kansas City, Kansas City? But anyway, this is clay. This is an early one. And just, the kids, you know, the parents bought these for their kids. And I had a lot. My brother had some, and so I've already managed to tangle it, so I could pass this one around.
Yeah, he's small enough.
Yeah. And this one is probably, I'd say 1940s, so it's really got some age on it. But it's a great way
You
for,
mentioned that the art of puppetry is dying.
yes.
Any thoughts
Definitely.
about the reason for that?
Well, my brother and I, we were watching videos the other night, and it seems like a lot of the stage productions still use puppets, just on a big scale. It's a different scale now. And they use it in theater and they use it in films. But we were watching what was it? The guy, the Muppets.
Jim Henson.
Yeah, they were in his studio. He really took it to a different level.
Cincinnati seems to have a
Yeah.
good shot in this area.
Well, they have a really good president. I'm friends with her. She's a great president.
The Red Circus company that comes out and does those huge,
Yeah. Yeah, they've been going for a long time.
yeah, like the 60s.
A long time. I'm trying to think of the name. I never can pronounce it right. There's a festival that happens after Halloween. It's in Indiana. I can't think of the name of it. It's where the bobsleds are. Pokagon Park, is that ring a bell? But they still have it. Still happens. And speaking of Howdy Doody, the creator of Howdy Doody lived in Yellow Springs, Ohio. And his name's Rufus Rose, and his son kind of took it over. And he's passed away now, and his wife, so. But we used to go, did I take you there? I took Shane there, and we got to look at the puppets, and he even brought his dad's puppets to a puppet meeting that we had, which was really neat. This is probably one of the most influential books. Tony Sarg, he did the, we just had Thanksgiving, but he did the parades, the balloons, the Mickey Mouse balloons and stuff. Yeah, very influential artist. He died really young. He died in the early 40s. I'll show you some.
Jared,
There we
bring
go.
it forward here.
Yay.
Yeah.
Hi, Jerry.
Good smile on you.
Good way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And isn't there a puppet museum somewhere?
So, yes, there's a ventriloquist museum right outside Cincinnati. I guess they've moved to a bigger space, but it's still, Fort Mitchell, Kentucky. Yes.
Today.
I would say eBay is a good place to, eBay has almost everything, and that's a good place. And I have some for sale on there, so if you buy one of mine, that'd be great.
And you've actually made a couple of them.
Yes.
Show us the ones that you made.
Well, this quay is one. That's one. And I did this one right before a festival. There we go. Oh, I had to restring this one this morning. It was something else. It's like an old car. If you don't use it, it just gets worse and worse. I always called this one Zha Zha. See if we can get this. This one used to actually light up. It has like a little battery in the back. Let's see if we can get this. She's got a lot of.
She get up on the jury.
You want to do it?
I'd love to.
I'll do the feet. You do the rest. I'll do the feet. Whoop. Of course, she would have to. She's not very. There. Hi, everybody. How's everybody today? Woo. Don't look at my wires. Yeah, there's her front. Woo-wee. But I noticed over the years, the Bondo kind of has problems where it's thin. I'm not sure how to. Oh, poor baby. And I did a lot of work on her shoes. Got a little bit of a shoe fetish going. You see the shoes? Those are carved out of, those are carved out of solid wood. Wow. Mm-hmm.
This one's custom.
This was custom for a puppet show. It was a big puppet show. I think it was in Philly. It was really fun. Yeah. You want to show the back? Yeah. This is where our little lights are in here. There's no battery, but see the wires in there. Yeah.
Was that for gown?
And her hair. She had lights. Yeah.
Glad you charged the battery for that.
Yeah. I don't. Is one of those little tiny cell things. Thank you.
Yes. Father and son, you make a great team.
Put the Bondo over like an armature or frame or?
It depends. Let me think. I guess it depends. I think I'm going to say the hands were just a simple wire armature with the wires. I don't even think they were soldered. I just kind of knotted them and then just put the paste on top. And it's really an incredible thing to sculpt because it dries fast and you can sand it, you can paint it. And it's really nice.
So for the heads, did the laser crystal ball boil in there?
I can't. I think this is a wooden head right here. And then I added the resin ears, and the eyes are just wood. And they have weights. These are like fishing weights. There's all different ways you can do. There's books, lots of books on the stuff too. Back in the day before internet, you'd have to go to the library and pull the books out or buy the book. Let's see if we get any more pictures. This is, over the years, some of the different festivals and things. The kids, kind of before COVID, it was, I like that shot. That was a bar on High Street. That's Flim and Flam. I made those twins.
Aussie girl.
That was Bossy Girl. And the Quay brothers, the animators, I don't know if you guys know who the Quay brothers are, but they're famous animators. They're in London. They were at the Wexner, and they're twins also, and they each autographed the back of their heads. And the one brother asked me, why didn't they're copper enamel eyes? He said, why didn't you use doll eyes? That they were kind of upset that I didn't use doll eyes, but I like copper enamel, which I did here at this school, at this place. Great copper enamel class. That's a show I did, wood metal art. That's a lot of, there's puppets in there. See the puppet on the marionette? It's all black light. That's the back of the pizza house. I think it's still there. Is it? And my studio was on the other side of that.
Halls and signage and
Used to do a lot of mural work.
Gold carving, jewelry.
Great jewelry here at CAC. And that's the wood metal art show, and that's Quay.
Stone carvings right down there on the left at the bottom.
What was that?
It's the bottom left, then it gets the mouth open.
Do you have that one or just Shane? You have it. And there's the little Hazel marionette that we just showed right up there. And that guy did a live act at the show, and I've never heard of him or since, but he was fantastic.
And what was his
It was great. Well, he did like a carnival barker. I did a lot of, I worked on a book called Freaks, Geeks, and Strange Girls about sideshow banners. So we've kind of been into that for a long time. I think it came out in '93. As you see right here, there's a bunch of marionettes under the thing there. But I don't know what happened to him. He must have left the area, but he was kind of a DJ, you know, it was really good.
You mentioned Salvador Dali.
Yeah.
Being at Ford, you weren't able to finish. What's your connection with that artist? And
Well, there used to be a museum right outside of Cleveland, Beechwood area, and it was a warehouse. And they later moved to St. Petersburg, Florida. And, but it was there for maybe 10 years. And he was into plastic, the owner, and his wife. They were huge fans, and they bought some of the early Salvador Dali paintings at it was like auction at the St. Regis Hotel in New York. And so that's how they started. They started by collecting his paintings. And I would drive up there, and my brother and I'd go up there, and they'd open the warehouse on the weekend and take you around and show you the paintings and tell you what they paid for them, and great, great, great stories. And they went and visited him in Spain. So my youngest son, Shane, he's been to the museum in Spain, so he loved it. But anyway, in my opinion, he's probably one of the most prolific surrealist painters. I don't think he ever did any puppets, but he did a fun house at the 1939 World's Fair. And it was called Dream of Venus. And my dad was at the 1939 World's Fair. And I never got a chance to ask him if he saw the fun house, because I didn't find out about it until after he passed. So, but I have an original ticket and the flyer that Dali dropped out of a plane. So Tom has seen it recently. It's big, big flyer.
was he known for Christian art? It seemed to me I remember crucifixion.
He did, yeah, he did. Yeah, he did get heavily into Christian. Was it Catholicism? Was that his? Yeah, S-I-L-B. He did the crucifixion, and he did some.
That picture's down in Florida, and also I got to meet the docent that traveled with him and his wife.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've been down there a couple times, and she would just say how creative and different his personality was. So
He was very prolific. He lasted a long time.
You
Died in-
created the jacket you have on.
I did.
Yes, tell us about that.
Well, there's pants that match it, but I couldn't find them today. I don't know. I think I made it for a show, probably. So copper enamel from here, and then painted. Whoops, and then painted it. So it's mixed media. Yeah,
a lot of jean jackets. A lot of jean jackets.
yeah. I painted a lot of jackets over the years.
What was the organization that you're president of?
It's the Columbus Puppetry Guild.
And do they have regular meetings and stuff like
We
that?
hadn't had any meetings in a while. COVID kind of, we need to do it again. And there's a Facebook site, so, yeah.
What was the balloon up?
The balloon? Yeah, we're kind of running out of time, aren't we? Let's see, I could keep blowing my mouth forever, but let's see. Anyway, I think of surrealism with these. I mean, a lot of people probably don't, but I do. They're definitely surreal humans, you know? Let's see. Now, this I just practiced for the first time with Tom, so let's see if we can do it. This is a really old, let's see if we can get it to look right. This is an old illusion. Let's see.
That's great.
So the act, it kind of floats around, and then sometimes they poke it, you know, make it. It's a whole act.
Did you make that one?
No, nope. This is another super heavy one, but it's a great movement. I don't think it was used very much at all. I mean, the costume is so clean and white. If you used it very often, it would not stay like that.
Is there any kind of effort to throw your voice or like try to not move your lips like with ventriloquism or?
No, I don't think marionette people do that at all. Two different things, even though I have a few ventriloquist figures. Like I said, Vent Haven has a really great museum. Does anybody want to try it? I mean,
Dream about any of these puppets, do they have urine?
I've had nightmares about them, I'm sure.
That's what I'm kind of, that's, yeah. Yeah.
I don't equate them with bad dreams at all, you know? Just like clowns. You know how the kids are with clowns now. When we were young, clowns were fun. Clowns weren't going to kill you, or they just got out of little cars, kept coming out of the car. They were fun. That was a much later thing.
I'm into it.
Let me do the feet for you to start out. Let's walk it. Sometimes it's easier when you start. Yeah. And this back string, that's his back. And I'm not familiar with them at all. I really haven't. Here, I'll let you do it. Anyway, any more? Yeah.
Which guy in the 50s on TV, maybe the Ed Sullivan Show or one of those?
Topo Gigio.
Topo Gigio, or the box. It's all right. It's all right.
Where was it?
Sir Winchell, was that right? And he lived close to the theater, so when they were short of an act, they just call him and he'd come over in a taxi. It's all right. He was great. He was super great. And he was a ventriloquist. And the videos of his are on YouTube. That's another great place, YouTube, for puppets. Fantastic. I've got quite a few videos on YouTube. Yeah. There's another one I guess we could, you want to show one more? Yeah, he's pretty good. You're hot, yeah.
You know which one you're about?
Either one. Yeah. Either one. Very good. Man, it's been a long time. So these are studio. I did these in the studio. And it's kind of fun. That's glass. It's mixed. Some are animated and some are just strings, you know? I like the way they work with each other. That was the Program 60 class at Ohio State. And it's basically just stop action, just one frame at a time. And the dissolves, the dissolve fade from one scene to the other. This is clay. It's reverse, right? I think that was reverse. Just experiments. I didn't have a lot to do at the time, so.
Do you have any upcoming shows where you're performing?
I would say just look for Columbus Puppetry Guild. I'll put some things on there. That's probably the best place. Also, I've got a site on Facebook that people like, puppet people like. It's called I Don't Have Puppophobia. That sounds like it might be there. Oh, more.
Just good.
Oh, nice. So a lot of these animation pieces I did in a 10 by 10 foot bathroom in one of my studios. It was so tiny. You can do the animation anywhere.
Yeah, it's just, oh, there we go.
There it is. That was a student at Ohio State, and she could do her own makeup, and she made films. And the music is really important with puppets, I think. Hey, Shane's got a lot of he's got some puppets, and he's a collector too.
So Mike, so there's another one. Yeah, that's a good question.
So you might have said this at the beginning, but puppet versus marionette and the sequence, the history, of course, I think you said it goes back, Ellen said,
Nobody really
BC.
knows. Yeah, nobody's sure. Chinese take credit. Some people credit Greek culture.
Marionette came later, right? With the strings.
Well, I suppose that's right. Yeah.
They're pretty old as well.
Some people claim that Egyptian culture had marionettes in it, but I don't know. It's pretty tough to. I think the Chinese. Yeah, this is one I made. This is that editing suite. That's some of my art. Kind of all goes together, you know? I think puppets and paintings and all goes together. All right, that's it. Thank you. Thank you.
I noticed some stained glass in the video. It says you're currently doing a lot of that work.
Yeah, I've done quite a few, a few commissions. Yeah. It's hard.
Where was that?
Well, they were private. One guy's a goat farmer, and he put it in his house, like a 1900 house, and it was a 40-inch window with birds, cardinals and bluebirds, and so he's putting that in his house. But I have a lot of it, I guess, on Facebook, I think, right?
The gallery in Grandview.
Yeah, the gallery in Grandview's got stained glass, right?
Gallery in
Is simply art.
There's some
That's
pieces
new. That's new gallery
for sale.
for sale. That's a
Post on your Instagram.
that's a nice little gallery. Yeah. It's on Instagram and Facebook. Simply Art. That's the name of it. It's a nice place. Yeah. And they want kids to come in and make ornaments and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah.
How wonderful that you're calling children to go from their cell phones to community of people with laughter and fun.
To actually talk.
I see you were saying yes, yes. What comment might you have about that?
I think it's highly needed, all art in all areas.
It's true. And this place has done a lot for the art culture in Columbus.
Thank you for
Thank you.
calling
Thanks,
us to the
everybody.
best
Thank you.
time ever.
Thanks, everybody.
How many of us can say in here we need joy in our lives? Yoo-hoo! Yes, and you have brought us to that. We're so grateful to you, Michael.
Oh, thank you. You're
Yes.
very welcome.
And let's see that. Have
Keep
the
making
family
the art.
stand up again. Let's say family. Speaking of joy. Yes, thank you, thank you.